Okay, this was Prelude No.1 from Ferdinando Carulli's 24 Preludes, Opus 114, and they're really good. I usually recommend for beginners who are just getting into reading at this level. These are pretty substantial, like each prelude goes on for at least a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and you want to learn the first five pretty well. I think just the first five of this group is a good workout. Later on you might want to do all 24, but I like to just teach the first five to my students just to get them warming up with arpeggios with different patterns. Now, we should talk a little bit about the mechanics of doing arpeggios. What you want to learn is a motion of going directly down onto the string with the MI fingers, planting, and we call this planting. So it's like sort of like tapping a drum with about that much force. If I'm on the top, say it's a little louder. I don't want to scratch my guitar, but it's kind of scratched up anyway. So it's like that. And then so you want to lift from this knuckle, from the big knuckle, but to where it's like straight out, and then you go directly down, lift up, directly down. You want to make sure you don't, when you lift, you don't go out forward like that. You want to lift directly up. It's like you're lifting up like that and then going straight down, kind of like that. It's like a oil well rig. If you've seen those Texas oil wells where you've got this big machine kind of putting a pump down directly down through a hole, and it's moving very efficiently that way. That's the way you want your fingers to move. There's a name for that kind of motion. I can't think of what it is right now, but that's kind of learn to tap the strings. That's the first step. Learn to lift. I would lift slowly and then tap with some force, like you're hitting a drum. Okay? Now, the next step would be to tap the strings as your thumb plays. So then put them back, lift slowly, play the thumb as you plant the fingers. Do that till you're comfortable with it. And then lift slowly, and you're going to play the thumb and then play the index while the middle is still planted, and then play the middle. So keep them planted until you play that particular finger. So it's, again, kind of come up and then you might try alternating the bass from the 5th to the 3rd string. That's what you're going to do on that first C chord. Try it a little faster. But with every bass note, I'm securely planted. And that's very important to learn that planting technique. After a while, it becomes reflex, is what it is, and it's hard not to do it. Because sometimes you don't want to plant, and you'll want to plant, it's hard not to. But you have to learn it first. And then when you're playing a C chord, so get used to that. It's kind of like an oil well rig. It's like you're lifting up, it's straight down, directly down. Okay? Now, a couple of things about the notes in this. You want to think of 4-measure phrases, and you could practice each phrase like 4 times each. That would be a good approach when you're first learning it. And if you look on the page, you'll see that two lines of the prelude make up one phrase, and you have four phrases through the whole prelude. And I would say the second and third phrases, you want to work on those a little bit more, because you've got those tricky chords, where you're going, you're putting the second finger, the pinky down, and then the G sharp. That's like an E7 chord, but if you're not used to reading these notes, and plus the sharps, it's a little bit tricky. And then if you look at the beginning of, would be the third phrase, your index and middle come in one string. A lot of people really kind of instinctively mess up there, and they don't realize why they're messing up, and it's because they're not anticipating going from middle and index on the first two strings to middle and index on the second and third strings. And so the previous chord, you got a C sharp, and you're on the first two strings, and then you're going in a string. That's just a little tricky, because that's the only measure in the whole prelude where your fingers have to kind of come in a string. It's like going across the street. You know, you're on the first two strings, come in on the second. And if you plant, as you play the thumb, you'll securely be there, but you have to anticipate that and know that it's coming, okay? So there's some tricky chords. There's also a chord where you have four fingers, F, D, F, A, and that's a kind of a D minor chord. Again, I would recommend putting the fingers down as you play them. Don't feel like you got to get all four fingers down before you start playing each, because that's going to slow you down, and it's going to sound like you've got a silence between each chord. You want to put them down as you play them. You could practice just sort of putting the fingers down in the order that you're going to play them. Third finger, pinky, first finger, second finger. Third finger, pinky, first finger, second finger. And that's true with a lot of the chords, like that one with the pinky and the G sharp. Put them down in the order that you play them. And that's a good advice, so that you're not stopping between chord changes. Okay, so we're going to do a pretty extensive workout with this first prelude, and we're going to time it, see how long it takes to get from 40 beats per minute on the metronome to 105 beats per minute. I think that's going through it, 14 times, but let's get it started. I'm going to start a timer here, and I've got on my laptop I have what is called, the brand is called Pulse Metronome, P-U-L-S-E, Pulse, and I like it because it has that kind of wood block sound, and it's pretty easy to use. And I've got the tone just set for the loudest tone, and they're all the same volume. You can accent certain beats, which I don't really like to do. So anyway, I'm just rambling here. But so we're going to count. I'm going to count 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and then you play with me. Okay? So we're going to do this workout together, starting at 40 on the metronome. 3, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. Remember to plant. Try to build up the dynamics. Maybe on the third measure, make that the loudest, and then come down a little bit. And then softer starting the next phrase. Build it up, going into this E7 chord. Two-finger A minor chord, one finger, second finger, move in a string. And if this is too fast, you should do slower practice on the metronome. try to get to where you can start at 40. And you count the rhythm 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I forgot to talk about the last chord. You're hitting 5 strings. Plant MI on the first 2 strings and then roll the thumb across 3 strings. And you want to make sure you don't turn the hand to do that. Just keep the thumb out. Do it slowly at first, and then you should be able to do it to where it almost sounds like just a strum. And you could just strum it with your thumb. Okay? So I'm talking too much. Let's go on. That was 40. Now we're going to go to 45. Okay. 3, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 3, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. I'm going to try not to talk. I've already messed up. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. Now, can you remember when you've had so much fun? This is what musicians do. We practice. A little bit of discipline. Sorry, talking too much. Move in a string with your MI. Sorry, I missed a string. If you make a mistake, just keep going. Roll along, as they say. Hope for a better chord the next time. 50 on the metronome. Okay. Boy, this is a lot of fun. 50. We've gone about 5 minutes. Getting louder. Play closer to the neck for a really lush sound. Go toward the bridge for a brighter sound. Sorry. Okay. And then we're moving on to 55 on the metronome. Can't move it here. It's not moving. Okay. 3, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. the different positions. $60 we're going for here. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. $65. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Don't start too loud, build it up. Soft. Second phrase. Get a little louder, a little louder. Listen to that bass. Now you can laugh at me when I make a mistake, okay? So, okay. 70. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Mess up at the end. Anyway, we're on to 75. We're getting there. Okay. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. little over 12 minutes. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Sorry, let's do it again. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Now we're getting some speed. It's very good to do this step by step. Makes your right hand stronger. Okay, don't worry about it being perfect. I mean, we're, nobody's looking. God ain't looking. Let's see. Okay. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. 85. Play it loud and play it proud, as James Brown would say. Three, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Sorry, let's do it again. I was going to say we're at 90. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Dynamics really work well when you get faster. 95 is where we're going now. We're almost there. 15 minutes. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Getting on the home stretch. Two more times. We're at 100. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Sorry, let's see. Okay, it wouldn't hurt to do that one again. I messed up, so let's do it again and try to keep together. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. I'm not going to do this whole video over again. Okay, the last one. We're still less than 20 minutes on this. And we even did 1 over again. Okay, 105. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Okay, that was up to 105. I think that was 14 times through. I'm not sure. Yeah, but we did it in 19 minutes, and I even talked in between one, and talked about some things, and we did one of them at 100 twice through. So probably on a daily basis, it would take you about, I don't know, 17, 18 minutes to get through these, at going from 40 to 45 to 50 to 55, and a really good solid workout. That's what I do when I'm working up a piece for performance, and you know, it's even this is kind of an easy piece for me, but still to do it perfectly, and you saw how many mistakes I made, so just try to have, keep a sense of humor when you make a mistake, but don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Just keep it going and just work on a solid technique, and eventually it's just going to be just a daily routine. So that was, like 19 minutes on one prelude. If you did all 5 of them with a workout like that, it would take, a good amount of time to do them, but you could do one of the 5 with a nice workout, and then just go through all 5 of them as one big group, and just pick one per day to focus on, or 2 if you want, and don't do them for hours and hours, but just they're really good preludes, and it's good practice for reading and getting the pieces that you're playing at this level are all usually around the 1st position. We're not skipping up to the 5th fret or anything. Maybe occasionally one note at the 5th fret, but we're staying in the first 3 frets. And there's a lot of good music in guitar. There's like Soar, Opus 31. Sing that in the shower. It's just a pretty melody. It's like a lullaby, kind of. So there's a lot of good music, that doesn't go beyond the 3rd fret. And so just enjoy your pieces, and step up gradually from easy to a little more challenging, a little more challenging. Eventually you're playing up the neck. So that's Lagrima by Tarrega. And then, before long you'll be playing intermediate pieces and doing all kinds of new techniques, things like that. So have fun with this. I just wanted to go through a whole workout with this prelude and give you an idea of how we practice, us musicians, when we're working on things. It is work, it is work, but it's time well spent, because it helps you to know a piece more solidly tomorrow and then the next day, and you want to do it every day. If you're just learning a new prelude, do this kind of workout every day for a week or even a month, and you'll really have it down. And you'll even have it memorized by then, I'm sure. So have fun with it. All right, great.